welcome to our October meeting. We're going to call the meeting to order. I'm Lori Pepinello, I'm your vice chair, stepping in for Steve Steiner. We're going to call the meeting to order at 3:56. Everybody did sign in, and we are going to ask Commissioner Bacchione to please lead us in the flag salute.
Bless you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So before you make your remarks, Commissioner, would you like everybody to introduce themselves?
Sure.
Okay, so why don't we start with you?
I'm Jillian Messina. I met some of you last month, working here as Director of Public Affairs, so it's nice to meet everybody.
Lori Pepinello, Southern Ocean Chamber, New Jersey Tourism Industry Association. Happy October.
Renee Kennedy, LBI Welcome Backs.
Mike Redpath, a longtime member of the council.
Robert Rosetta, about NewJersey.com, and also secretary.
Hello, Jen Suak. I am a filmmaker and a small business owner. I own a production company, and do a lot of work for the military. And I'm a college professor, and I teach film.
Thanks, Jen.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Kidney. I'm the Executive Director of the Brick Township Chamber of Commerce.
Adam Tormolen, Executive Director, Seaside Heights. Good. Blaise Cabetta, owner of Southern Ocean Consulting and committee member in Little Lake Harbor Township.
Hi, I'm Karen Stafford Smith from the Strand Theater in Lakewood. I'm their Executive Board Treasurer.
Mitch Bernstein, Township of Ocean, Ware Town, EDC.
Hello, everyone. Mark Speaker, small business owner and Lovelet Business and Tourism.
Good afternoon, Renee Mello, Ocean First Bank.
Pamela Monaco, Ocean County College.
Hi, I'm Roxy Conniff. I am a Public Affairs Specialist under Jillian Messina. And I'm Commissioner Beck.
Okay, so my remarks. So kind of a rocky October. We had that nasty nor'easter that messed up a lot of events, but I know yesterday the parade, it was still attended, not maybe as well as in the past, but people were still there and excitement. We lost some of our, one of our mayors was in Florida, so we missed out. So we had a nice day, and I think something that Jillian's been trying to do with, and Roxy, with our site is to make sure, working with Alexa and everybody, Kristen and Paula, that's all of our staff in there, is making sure that we get it out, what's going on in the county, what's going on with new businesses. We're trying to get all the ribbon cuttings we can. Hi. And just trying to make sure that we're getting our local summer, because we did, we don't want to lose any money for our businesses this time of year. We want to welcome new businesses. So I am trying to run around and get to every ribbon cutting that I can. And if I can't, we make sure a certificate gets over there. We also have purchased time on the WOBM in the morning. So I have heard some people say that they've heard it, so that's a good thing. So we're just really want to make sure that we're getting people to promote businesses within Ocean County and continue spending money, because that's what keeps us going, right? It's that whole circle effect. So, but thank you guys for everything you do, and I'm excited as we get into the holidays and look forward to so many things next year. We've got FIFA, and we have the 250 years of this country. So I know Ware Town has a lot going on. We got the calendar already filling up. So I know we have some new commissioners coming in January, but I'm gonna be the only female no matter who wins. So they asked me if I was going to keep my same departments, and I said, of course, I'm gonna use that as much as I need to get what I want, right?
Thank you.
So thank you guys.
So we do need approval for the September 8th minutes.
Motion,
Okay, name please,
Mitch Bernstein.
for the record. Thank you, Mitch. Second, please.
Jen Suak,
Jen Suak. Thank you. Okay, so staff updates.
We have a lot going on. We're busy in the office, and again, like Commissioner Bacchione said, we did purchase time on WOEM, so
Every Friday morning at 8 o'clock, you can hear us talk about what's going on in the county and a lot of events. If you have events, please send them to Alexa because we try to highlight as many as we can. But the ones that are emailed to us kind of get front on the radio. So if you have events going on or things going on, make sure you send them. We do keep them all on the website, on the tourism website as well. We are working on doing a lot of stuff next year and a lot more media and things for tourism and for public affairs for the county. So there's a lot going on, a lot coming up, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really, really good 2026.
Jillian, do you want those events to be current events for that month, or do you want them in advance, and if so, how far in advance?
Well, we do, so they go on the website, what Alexa does is she is out looking at every website and everything, everywhere she can find events, and she's adding them to the tourism social media. But what happens is if you get them to us by Wednesday, we're making our list of events that, well, she probably starts earlier in the week, but making a list of events that we're gonna talk about on the radio. So if you have it by Monday to us, that's great because it's for that weekend. So we record on Thursday mornings, it airs on Friday mornings and Friday nights for the weekend. So as long as you have it to us early in the week, if you have something 2 weeks out, that's not a problem. She goes through everything. So like I said last time with the forum, the earlier you get it to us, the better. So we'll make sure that it gets out, yeah.
Thank you. Sure. So tourism survey, Ocean County College Collaborative update.
So we've been hard at work. Again, thank you to the commissioners for helping us. We've been to a couple of events with the survey, both in paper. We've also tried to do this electronically. We've had some responses. We're looking at this. This is a great time to test out what's working and what's not. And I'll give you an example. When we were at Chowderfest, we had the big OCC tent because that's what we had. So we did a great job on recruiting for the campus, but we kept having to say, no, we're really not about this. So we're getting a tent that no longer has our name on it. We're also learning some things about where is the best placement for us so that we can try to negotiate with some of the people who are hosting events. But we are getting responses and people have been open and receptive. So it's finally out there, moving forth.
Perfect.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to add?
And I think you covered everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, it was great. Your staff has been wonderful to work with.
Great,
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
okay.
they've been great.
Okay, council updates. So I know that there's an overall report on what's impacting the county, finalized season statistics. Did we want to start with that? If anybody has anything to share, is there anything that we have that should go on record for commissioners to get a better understanding regarding, if not the summer, how's the fall? Is there any obstacles or anything that we could give accolades to that's been working or not working as far as tourism and business development? Mark, nothing? We're all good? Yes.
I would encourage the county to do some geofencing
Uh-huh.
for the businesses. We did some for our town. It was actually a free service that were trying to sell us a subscription to the geofencing, and it was very eye-opening. So our the agritourism in Plumstead is a lot of people from New York,
Oh, yeah.
and they come down. You can it's amazing how you can track. It's kind of creepy actually how you can track them. But they come down the shore and then they take day trips into Ocean County, and they go to the winery. They go to blueberry picking, all those things. But I really feel like if the county did some of that and geofence and tracked, then we could target some advertising where those folks are coming from and maybe increase, the places that folks do their day trips when they're down the shore. And that's just a suggestion I have as far as, like pinpointing some of the advertising and it's a big step. I know we don't really even understand exactly all what geofencing means, but I think we should lean into tech when we can. And it's not expensive, especially on a county level.
Well, I know, Julie, you had said that you have an agreement with WLBM, and they probably offer geofencing to some extent, so maybe that's something in the future you might wanna.
They
Yeah.
do, and then what they do is, it's kind of like if you go into this area, you're gonna get target ads for what's going on here, and
Right.
and they target you specific to where you are, like if you ever drive past the mall and all of a sudden you're getting express text on your phone, it's because you were like, oh, you were in that area, so if you come near Ocean County or go into Monmouth or Burlington County, maybe like, hey, just go over the border and you can get this into Ocean County. So geofencing is huge. I didn't know that it wasn't expensive because I guess on a business level outside of government, it's very expensive. So if you're saying that on a government level, it's not, we'll look into see what we can do with that.
I think as long as you're not as long as you're not identifying who the expensive part that I found it was like getting the identity of the person, which you don't really need, you just need to
we
push,
just need to place
you
the
push stuff
ads,
to them.
yeah.
So as long as you're not seeking their identity, it's less expensive. If you wanna know who it is, then that's, super expensive.
All right, we'll look into it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any finalized seasonal statistics from anybody? Seaside, anything to share?
Well, before we get to that, just to follow up on the geofencing, and how does that information, after it flows into the county, flow out to the municipalities?
That's something that we'd have to put together, I would think, because the county, it would be the county's information, so they would decide where they want to geofence. If it's the whole county, or if it's maybe an event that's going on, and, how that's shared, it could be for their own marketing purposes countywide, or maybe it's a partnership with municipalities, I would think. But,
That's up for discussion.
yeah, that's
Sure,
up for
absolutely.
discussion.
And then if it is expensive, maybe they can share some of the burden of the cost, like if we all chip in together,
Because it's great to have the information for the county, but if it doesn't
But
flow
how would you
outward-
use it, just out of curiosity?
I don't know the answer, because if
Because
it depends on what information is coming in.
So I've geofenced a lot, and I'll tell you that the information is used for pushing people to another event, comparing the demographics from a certain zip code. Or if you're lucky enough to really drill down, maybe be able to fence outside the area and track if that's working and bring them into yours. And that's how you define your marketing budget moving forward. So it's kind of high level. So, I mean, the county, I could see really using it. For us, I mean, you have to have that in place. You're gonna have to wanna say, I'm
Right.
gonna reinvest double.
Right.
Mike, you could probably speak to it too, doing all that you've done.
Haven't been doing much geofencing actually since I've been retired for 2
Okay.
years, so.
So, I
But
mean,
yeah, whatever data you can get though is crucial.
an example is bridal shows. We used to do a big wedding roadshow. So I used to geofence every wedding roadshow in like major wedding shows in like Philly, wherever my brides were that I wanted to get.
Right.
So I would spend the money and I'd say, okay, we call the radio station who usually handled it and say, I wanna do the one in Rittenhouse Square, I wanna do the one in the Cherry Hill Marriott, I wanna do the one in Asbury Park, I wanna do, give me everything. And then I get all that information, and then when they came to me, I'd be able to track if it matched. To say, did it work, which one, where more demographics from a certain area, I really want more Burlington County, to be here, they seem to be, or Bucks County seems to be. So you have to know what your
What you're
answer
after,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's certainly something that we should invest in. I just, unless you're gonna double down and really make it work for the average town, I could see the county, because the county would then say, okay, look, we did really well getting people from Essex County down, we're gonna geofence more Essex County things and see if they come to something in Seaside or Point Pleasant. Or Blaze, what do you gotta say?
So this is my wheelhouse, and I'm
Sure.
gonna be quiet, but I guess I'm not gonna knock since
Go
you
ahead.
brought it up a little bit. So if the county was gonna do it, the way it would benefit the local municipalities, it would have to be different campaigns, and the campaigns would have to be targeted, so, and then they would have to flow to some kind of landing page or some kind of information on the county site. So, for example, like, let's say, I'll go on another one of my wheelhouse is soccer. If you guys are gonna be pumping up the FIFA World Cup and there's gonna be watch parties, so then you would geofence certain locations and demographics, and the targeted community be people who like soccer. And then ultimately have it funneled to a website that has all the list of all the different Ocean County watch parties. So like, again, the only way it's gonna benefit the 33 municipalities, cool, is if there's different campaigns and it's all funneled to a website. Ultimately, you do want the people's information because if you get an email and you're able to send out monthly emails, or if there's certain events and stuff like that, so. But it would have to be different campaigns, like a general campaign of like Visit Ocean County, just not gonna drive them to click on it where you can then just keep targeting them. Like you wanna have a real specific message targeted to that person, so. Cause if not, you can waste a ton of money just putting it out there, and like you said, like about earlier about how much money it costs, it could be a lot of money. And if people are doing it as a broad stroke, you could be just wasting a lot of money versus pinpointing who is your demographic. And again, just using the example of the World Cup, if there's 15 watch parties and it's all listed on the county site and they're all in different locations in Ocean County, then you go after different areas. You go after Monmouth County, you go after Philadelphia, and try to draw them into Ocean County, but you go after the person that watches soccer, that has family, that is into sports and activities, and then, bring them down the funnel to ultimately go to the website, so.
Thank you.
Just a little bit tidbit of
Yes,
information.
So there's actually a really easy way to do this all for free, and you don't even need the geofencing software because like you said, the cost is really high. What we did for a while was we did targeted ads through Google, Facebook, and Instagram. And we set them to certain towns, certain cities, certain states, certain areas in those states. We see which ones click it the most, then we go and do the demographics of those, and we start grabbing other cities or towns that have the same demographics, send the same ads to them. You see how much it follows through in that demographic, and you just do it on your own, and it honestly is really easy.
Wow. So, thank you. So that was a great discussion, and I think that's something that we certainly should see how everybody's using these techniques, how it can help us all countywide, because, you all win if somebody's spending money in Ocean County. So that's great. Thank you. Anything more? All right. So, we said finalized season statistics. I don't know if anyone has anything that they would like to share specifically about maybe final numbers for the summer. If there's anything that's any events or any beach badge sales or anything that might be interesting to anybody. Okay. All right, the next thing is meeting options. So there is a chance that we could maybe turn this into a hybrid meeting, which might encourage more participation, since we do have a large council that comes from all over the county. And I believe, did we want to vote on this? To see if that's something we want for maybe November's meeting, to see how it works? Is that?
Sure.
Are you open to that? Okay.
Everybody's shaking their heads, yes.
All right,
Can't
so-
hear that on the audio.
So for November's meeting to be hybrid, I'm assuming via Zoom or
Teams meeting.
Teams meeting, okay. We're gonna need to have a motion in a second. So who would like to make a motion?
I would love to make a motion, Jen Schufran.
Jen Schufring makes a motion, and a second, please, Robert Rosetta. Okay, is there any discussion about that?
Now, as hybrid, you mean both physical and
We're
online?
offering the option.
Yeah, so you can either come here, it's normal, or log on
okay.
from your computer.
Sounds good?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I was just gonna
Unanimous.
say, the screens, we have a lot of meetings that are hybrid in here and it works out good.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's gonna be a wonderful option, especially in the winter. So I am all for that. I'm glad to see that that's something. So November's meeting will be a hybrid meeting. Thank you for that option. Okay, Tourism Council support, is that something that you wanted to discuss? This was, I think you had put a survey together maybe about
sorry.
what people wanted?
Oh, these were based on the survey. I guess some people filled out surveys. So
Okay.
this was, does anybody wanna discuss these?
Okay.
So,
if you see on your agenda, there is a survey council support, increased grants amounts, that was somebody, I wonder Wonder who all decided. More money's always good. Discussing plans or projects the county has related to tourism. Sharing grant and speaker opportunities, that would be wonderful. Advertising as much as possible to support organizations. Increased engagement from council members within partner or member organizations, which is always nice. We were able to, I know we've ebbed and flowed over doing that over the course of many years, but that's always nice to bring people together outside of the meeting. Does anybody have anything to add or would like to discuss what is listed here? You know, I'm gonna have the shortest meeting in history. And I've been chair a few times before, but I think this is gonna be, they're gonna be like, what? So,
Well, we
Right.
just, I don't, there's not a spot for it on the agenda, but let me just mention as one of the people who reviews different levels of grants, let me put it that way, because I'm not supposed to reveal who I'm doing grant scoring for, but any of you who apply for grants, just really keep in mind that the people who are providing you money are using taxpayer dollars and they need to show return on investment for those grants. And I can tell you in one grant round that I did out of 20-some grants, maybe only 2 of them actually demonstrated return on investment. Like they would just, I think we get into selling each other about what we're doing as far as tourism. So it's, well, I'm going to increase visitation from New York and Connecticut. Okay, well, what does that mean?
And how do you
where,
prove it?
where in Connecticut? And why are you reaching there? Or are those people actually spending money? Or as we were talking about geofencing and some of the other technology, a lot of the younger folk in marketing have not been trained as far as what marketing is. And they are really great as far as the technology, but they don't understand the marketing principles behind it. And that it's a tool, it's not the bottom line. So we get a lot of, in various programs, a lot of the grants talk about, well, I've increased my website visitations by this much, I have this many people on Facebook and so on, which is all great and important, except they can't say, well, we had this number of visitors to this event, or we've increased per capita expenditures by so on, or we did a license plate survey and it shows that we have an increase in people from this area. So I think we really need to start disciplining ourselves to both embrace the newer tools and also hang on to the principles of marketing.
You're gonna give me a good segue, because I'm about to promote the tourism conference in Atlantic City. So thank you, Mike. So December 10th and 11th, I mentioned I'm board chair of the New Jersey Tourism Industry Association, and this council has always been extremely supportive. In fact, we used to actually scholarship attendees to go, if you remember. It's gonna be in Atlantic City, December 10th and 11th, and it's gonna be the New Jersey Tourism Playbook. It's gonna be featuring the 250th and the World Cup, how to mobilize what's going on, marketing tools, AI tools, how to go into, branch into agritourism more, or, you know, events. And it's really a fantastic, it's a 2-day, but really the day to go is December 10th. That's the full day with the lunch and awards. And I just want to remind everybody to put that on the calendar. We'd love to see a representative from your office. It's been,
already registered.
that would be
Yeah, we
great. That
registered,
would be
yeah.
great.
Where is it?
It's gonna be at
Golden
the
Nugget, right?
Golden Nugget, December 10th and 11th. And it really is just day long, well, not, it's a whole day full of very interactive webinars. We also share the state statistics overall, they break it down. And like I said, the theme this year is the tourism playbook for New Jersey, really getting everybody to tap into all the stuff that's gonna happen over the summer. So love to see you all there. So thank you for that. Okay. Anything else before I announce our next meeting date, which is now hybrid. Yes,
I'm
Jen?
sorry, do we need passes to do the expo, to go down there, to get into the tourism expo you're talking about?
You can register online. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it is a fee to get in, there's different fees, you could go just for the lunch, you could go for 2 days, 1 day, just for the night reception. But everything's on njtia.org.
Okay.
Yeah. And it'd be great to see you guys down there, more the merrier. All right, the next meeting is November 10th, it's gonna be hybrid, so excited to see everybody one way or another. And any other comments before we adjourn at 4:22? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Mitch?
Yep.
Second? Renee Kennedy? Oh, Mark Speaker?
Mark Speaker.
Mark Speaker. Okay, 4:22 adjourned.